What's going on? Welcome to another edition of the RPO College Football Podcast. I'm your humble host, Jerome Jones. Thank you, thank you. No applause, no applause. But let's do an applause for Mr. Ray Roberts, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Jerome. How are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Man, welcome to National Signing Day, where kids are flipping commitments out of the blue. Guys, yeah, me and Ray had a nice little conversation before all this. Ray's hot right now, so we're gonna do an early Ray's rant. We're gonna do it. We're gonna start off with the Ray's rant. Let's do it, Ray. You want to start us off?
It's fine. We can do
Set
that.
the tone. All right. So everybody already knows that it is, like I said just now, it is the National Signing Day. So a lot of kids are flipping schools, going this way or that way. I want to know how you feel because there's a particular player that you want to talk about. Ray, what's up?
like we were saying before we went on board here, basically with the NIL and the transfer portal, they have created free agency in college football. I'm hoping that it's not that someone's going to nip it in the bud and try to seize control of, but I have no faith in the people that run college football, and I have no faith in the NCAA because they always look the other way and pretend like they don't know what's going on, even though we all do. If we know what's going on, they know what's going on. So, I'm just going to pick two guys, basically, and there's a bunch of them. And at one time, I remember, Jerome, if you remember, we had been talking about this for a long time about players get paid. Do they deserve to be financially rewarded for the money they're drawing, the revenue? And there's always been that skeptic, like, well, I've always been like, no, they're getting a truish tuition, or getting their college degrees, getting them paid for. And then the pushback was always, well, doesn't include the books, doesn't include that, blah blah blah. And I don't know how much exactly of that is true. Yeah. But what I do know is through the transfer portal and NIL money, we've created free agency in college football. And it's just not a good situation. You have Dante Moore is going on his third team now, and he's never even played down college football.
Yeah.
He was committed to Notre Dame, only a verbal commit, didn't write anything, didn't sign anything, but was committed to Notre Dame. And then a couple months ago, he's changed his mind and said he's going to go to Oregon. Well, today he says he's not going to Oregon now, he's going to UCLA. No, I love Chip Kelly's offensive system too, and I would love to be a quarterback in that system without a doubt. But when is your word your word?
Yeah.
I'm going to use him, and I'm going to use Peyton Bowen, who's a defensive back from Texas, who had been committed verbally to Notre Dame for 11 and a half months. And today, at the last minute, decides he's not going to go to Notre Dame. And you know what, man? And here's the thing. Like I would say about Bowen, exclusively, is that he told Notre Dame up until 2 days ago he was going to Notre Dame. He told other guys that were going to go in this year that he was going to go to Notre Dame. And then for some reason today at the last minute he changed his mind. I guess Oregon offered him a couple more dollars. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm assuming that's what it was.
Well, I guess Oregon has some money to spare since they lost Dante Moore.
They always have money in Oregon because the financial support of the team is a billionaire. So,
yeah.
Again, all I'm saying is I love college football.
Mm-hmm.
I love what it has been. I love what it is. But if it keeps going down this road, it's not going to be much different than the NFL. And like I've said before, like some kids need a kick in the rear end.
Yeah.
They do. Well, we all, I know I needed one when I was a kid every once in a while, without a doubt. But you're giving these kids money. They haven't done anything yet. What is going to push them to be great?
Yeah.
And kids today are not like kids from 30, 40 years ago. And I said this, if you want to be a great player, you're going to work at it. There's a reason why Jerry Rice is the greatest. There's a reason why Tom Brady's the greatest. They work the hardest at their craft to be great.
Correct.
But some of these guys use money as that thing that pushes them. And
Yeah.
now you're giving kids millions of dollars that haven't even played a down of college, even college football.
Mhm.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. So since we talked about it, let's get right into it with Dante Moore flipping from Oregon to UCLA. Sorry. This came as a surprise to me. I heard this news yesterday. I was like, whoa, because Dante Moore been flirting with a lot of teams this off season, Michigan included. As y'all know, I'm a Michigan fan. So I actually met Dante Moore a few times. I actually made a highlight tape for him actually down here when he was playing for Cam Newton 717. So, I actually met him in person. And, I told him to go to Michigan. He didn't listen to me. But he committed to Oregon early beginning in the spring. I'm sorry, early in the fall. And he just flipped from Oregon to UCLA 2 days ago. So I wanted to know what's your initial thought on not only just him flipping, but like the fit in UCLA over Oregon.
Well, I think if you're a quarterback and you want to play in a good system where create space, and
Mhm.
Chip Kelly's offense is perfect to play in. I think
Yeah.
honestly, maybe he thinks he could sell a couple more powder blue jerseys. I don't know exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah.
But again, Chip Kelly's offense is a good offense to play in. I don't know why he prefers one over the other because he's not. I know this. I met this kid's parents.
Dante Moore.
Yeah, during the off season. Yeah,
Wow.
and basically, and this is what bothers me about it. They played Notre Dame. Them and Peyton Bowen. They both played Notre Dame to get better offers from other teams. I mean, um, again, man, I have a real problem telling kids not to take money because, yeah, man, when I was a kid, I would have taken the money. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Yeah. 100%.
my situation is the oldest of 7 kids. We always needed more money.
Yeah.
So it's why I don't like criticizing kids for taking more money because I don't know their financial situation. I don't. I think that some of it is they're very short sighted. I mean,
Mhm.
if you want to make money off of a degree, like what degree is worth money, more money down the road. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about down the road. Then you're going to Michigan or Notre Dame, or quite frankly, USC, Ohio
Yeah.
State. You're
Hmm.
not going to Oregon or UCLA, man. You're
Hmm.
going there to make money. I'm sorry.
Especially UCLA
I
is.
mean, I'm not trying to badmouth any college universities because I respect all of them.
Yeah.
But again, you're not looking long term, and that scares me for these kids, man. Because what happens if, yeah, man, I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but man, these kids could be hurt, and then what is that degree going to be worth to you if you don't get it because you can't play football no more, and you're only going to school to play football?
Correct. Yeah,
So
that was been one of the worries for me as well. So yeah, I get it too. But on the flip side, you can say maybe that's why they go for the money because like, what if they do get injured? They have some kind of like insurance for if that does happen. So you can kind of say it both ways, and I get it too. Like
so you go to a good university, you get that degree, and you let that degree make money for you.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, we're talking about like, yeah, man, in the grand scope, okay, say they get $4 million. Well,
hmm,
almost half of that's going to the government before you
yeah,
even see a dime of it. So you're going to live the rest of your life off of $2 million? You're not. You're
facts.
not. You're just not. You're
Yeah,
not. I mean, like, I think, like, for me, a guy like in my like early 60s, give me $1 million, I make it last the rest of my life without a doubt.
yeah.
But the way people are right now, a couple $1 million, it's still a lot of money.
That's gonna be on one chain, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. You just said it. I mean, like these kids spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on wardrobes,
Hmm.
shoes.
Hmm.
See, again, I'm the oldest of 7, man. I make money last. I always have. That's how
Yeah,
I was raised, basically. But um, And I'm not saying you should sneeze at a couple $1,000,000. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all. I mean, if you live beyond, if you don't live beyond your means, you can make that money last a really, really long time. But we're talking about a kid like a Dante Moore. Dante Moore is going to be a drafted player.
yeah.
He's going to go to the NFL as long as he doesn't get hurt.
Correct.
So I mean, like, I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah.
Again,
Hey,
I don't think they're looking long term. I think they're just very short sighted. That's all.
yeah. In terms of fit and scheme, because honestly, I feel like both Oregon and UCLA will be good for quarterbacks.
I
I feel
do.
like you would get more talent around you in Oregon, though. I mean, UCLA is fine, and yeah, like
Yeah.
he's gonna have a system where he's gonna help his quarterbacks. I've seen it myself. He was in Philadelphia. He made our quarterbacks look really well, but also it's like, like for instance, like Dante Moore was gonna be playing with Dickey, a guy that we interviewed. He's really good wide receiver. He just been tearing up like teams all year. He showed out in 707 during the summer. During the whole season, he just been tearing it up. So like you got like weapons coming there, and then you transfer to UCLA, um, where I don't know if there's big name, big stars going there. Like it could be, but I don't know it. So it's like, would you rather go to a school? Because honestly, I feel like both schools you're equally good as far as being quarterback development. Because you see what happened to Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix was in Auburn, couldn't do nothing, and then he comes to Oregon, and he's looking like a superstar at the moment. So and they have a track record for that. So Oregon, I feel like they're a good school to have a quarterback there. But UCLA can be good because of Chip Kelly, but I just think that you'll get more weapons around you from that. Before we start, what's going on? Facebook user, I think that's Remy, but I don't know. Protector shocked me. Not sure who you mean by that, but being from Iowa, he had committed to Iowa early. So let me see who this is. Ray, you got any comments on that?
Who's that?
I have no idea.
What?
Because at first I thought it was Remy, but Remy, I don't remember Remy from being from Iowa. Oh, Caden Protector switched to Alabama. Oh, I heard about that. Yeah,
Ian
yeah,
Fox.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the thing. Like, and here's what inevitably
That
makes.
is Remy. Remy. You're from Iowa. I did not know that. Interesting. Go ahead,
What
Ray. I'm
bothers
sorry.
me about it more than anything also is that, again, is that going to all turn out to
Oh, you saying the
powerful
kid from Iowa?
teams?
I'm sorry, Remy. I get it now. I get it now. I'm slow. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry, Ray.
Is it going to be that all the kids basically transfer to the big Power Five programs all the time now too?
Well, okay. So in a sense, I like it when it's like that. You say no. Yeah, I got it after I thought about it. Sorry, Remy. But yeah, I like in a sense where all right, you're going to a school that's pretty good and you outplay your competition there. So going to a higher level school, I'm okay with that because the kid from Georgia Tech did the same exact thing last year. Trying to remember his name, the running back.
Real Gibbs.
Yeah, he did the same exact thing, and I love that move because he was tearing it up at Georgia Tech, and I was just like, like I said, moving down here, being able to see him, more often than I probably would if I was in Jersey. Um, I seen that he was like so good for that team when he went to Alabama. I was like, oh, that was a great pickup, because going from a smaller school and going to a bigger school, all you're doing is putting more eyes on you and be able to get build up your draft stock because now you're playing bigger competition. If you can still keep that talent level and you go to a bigger school, I like that. So I'm okay with that. It's just the other like two teams that are very similar and then you're changing. It's weird to me. I mean, go ahead, Ray. I know I cut you off, but
No, I just don't. I don't understand. Like, I do agree with you that UCLA and Oregon both are quarterback friendly programs, so
mhm.
you're probably going to be pretty good at either one of them. and Caden Proctor, who's a huge offensive lineman, I don't know why he decided to transfer. Again, that's the thing. I don't know the situation why these kids are doing this, but
Yeah.
you know,
All right. So let's talk about some surprise transfers from the last couple of weeks, Ray. And I was going over the list earlier, Ray, and I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. There are so many daggone names on here, Ray. It's insane. But I want to know: was there maybe a player or two that stuck out to you that like is currently in the transfer portal or already transferred?
no, I mean, I don't know everybody in the portal, to be honest with you,
There's
Jerome.
way too many people in the
And well,
portal.
that's the thing. Like Proctor would be one that is a huge offensive lineman.
Yeah,
Um, I don't understand again why he decided to transfer, but again, he's definitely a very good player. So
correct.
I don't know. I don't understand the whole mindset of these kids just wanting to get up and jump ship and go to a different team. I mean, like you said with Gibbs, I understand. You're going to Alabama. You have a chance to up your draft status and play for, hopefully play for a national title, which didn't happen, but I
Yeah,
understand that, so.
definitely, definitely. I'm looking at some now. A guy that if you're from Georgia and you're watching this from Georgia, first of all, thank you for watching. But a former Georgia player, JT Daniel, who transferred out of Georgia after Stedham won the job, went to MSU, and now he's in the transfer portal as a running back. What the heck?
Wow.
Running back now? Okay, I didn't see that coming.
Hmm.
But he's transferring to from MSU. Maybe he go back to quarterback. I don't know. A couple of guys that was in here last week. We talked about Grayson McCall. He hasn't made a decision yet, so been over a week. Very interested to see where he goes. I was talking to Ray about before we got on here was the former quarterback from USC, which was
Keaton Slovis.
yeah, Ken Solovis going from he went from Pitt, which he started all year, and I guess he didn't play that well, and I don't think he did. And
No.
now he's going to West Virginia, I believe it was. So like that was a big surprise for me because he's a guy that's 3 years in a row transferring. So I thought that was crazy. You want to like kind of elaborate on that one real quick, right?
I liked Slovis 3 years ago. Thought he was going to be a player.
Right.
I mean, again, I don't know. I think every time you transfer, you're kind of hurt your stock. At least that's how I look at it. But
I agree with that.
apparently, they don't think the same way. Like, why would you go to a team like West Virginia, who basically is a power running team, and you're a quarterback? Like, I don't get that. So
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I mean, maybe it might be better for him. I'm sorry. JT Daniels is went to West Virginia and he's going to Rice. I apologize. I think I was looking at the wrong person. But yeah,
Okay.
he's went to West Virginia going to Rice. Another guy that we were talking about, another Georgia guy, is Eric. What's his last name? The tight end from Georgia, Eric Gilbert. Eric Gilbert, tight end from
Really?
Georgia. Yeah, he's transferring. No, I don't think he got a destination yet. I'm trying to look for his name again. This list is freaking long. But he's transferring from Georgia. We also got Jonathan Flowey. I think it's how you say it, Flowey or Flowey. He transferred from Oregon to Arizona. Who was a 4-star receiver coming out of high school. Let me see. I thought there was another person too, but like, there's a lot of guys, and I mean, Emory Jones, as you all know from Florida, he's another guy transferring through 3 years in a row. Went from Florida to Arizona, from Arizona State. Now he's going to Cincy. So we'll see how that goes for him. That's crazy.
Gilbert actually played at LSU for 1 year too.
Who was that?
Eric Gilbert, tight end, played for Arizona. Played at played at LSU for 1 year before he went to Georgia.
Oh, that's
I mean,
right.
this is ridiculous now.
Wow, totally forgot about that, Ray. Good catch on that.
I
That's
just don't understand what we're
I
doing
totally
now,
forgot.
man.
But Ray, remember when I said when he transferred, I said that I was like, that's a weird transfer, and the reason why I said that was because like they're using the tight ends now, but like they wasn't historically known for not using the tight ends.
Yeah.
Like remember I said that, and
You
I was
have to
like,
use a kid to go the plays there now. And the kid's tremendous. He's probably the best offensive player
yeah,
next to the running back. So, you have to use him now. So
exactly.
I don't again, man, I don't understand what they're doing or what they're trying to do, but
Hmm.
they made it like it's just free agency now, man.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
can do whatever you want. This whole thing where you don't have to sit down any time and lose any time.
yeah. Well, we all know about the Sandler brothers. Obviously, they're going to Colorado to follow their dad. Also, that just Travis Hunter. He's still in the portal. He hasn't made an official decision yet. I heard he was going to sometime tonight. We'll
Okay.
see how that goes. Maybe by time we get off, he made his decision, but it's like at least a 90% chance that he's going to Colorado as well with Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Um, would be kind of weird that he wouldn't, but you never know too how this is going. Somebody might snatch him up somehow. Eric Gilbert is still in the portal, so that's who I was looking for. I'm telling you, man, that whole time I was scrolling while I was talking to y'all, and yeah. James Smyer, linebacker from Marshall, who I thought he was a really good linebacker for Marshall. He's transferring to UAB. So it's just funny that how we got all these transfers just moving around and just and I'm pretty sure we're not even like scratching the surface on some of them because like
No.
it's just so many names. Like we can be literally have a whole podcast just talking about transfers.
And that's why I don't really want to kill anybody because I don't know why they're doing it.
Yeah,
And there
yeah.
could be some kids who are legitimately because maybe they're a little homesick, maybe they have something going on in the family.
Chris, it's like I would say 90% chance that it will be Colorado. If Colorado can't give him the money he want, there is a chance that somebody might snatch him up instead of it being Colorado. I can't see why he wouldn't stay with Dion, just on his dedication to him going to Jackson State. But if he was to go for the money, I think he would go to somewhere where he was about to get recruited, like a Miami, like a Florida State. I mean, Florida State was really heavy on them. Miami was another team that was really heavy on them. I forgot. I think there was one other team that was really heavy on them.
Apparently,
But
George is looking at him.
Georgia, really,
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, probably one of those teams. One of the teams that he was already kind of getting recruited to. I would say they will probably be heavy in that mix. But like I say, I don't see him not going to Colorado. But again, you never know as well. So thanks for getting on, Chris. I appreciate you being on.
They have Colorado as the number one team, but they're saying that
Yeah.
he's getting some consideration from Georgia.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why he's taking so long. Like the Sanders brothers already locked it in already. He's taking his time with it. He's definitely taking
Yeah.
his time with it. So we'll definitely see. Actually, while let's move on to the next topic. And while we're looking at that, I'm gonna just kind of quickly, real quickly, try to search his name. Maybe I'll find something on Twitter. Because I do remember earlier he said he's gonna make his announcement at some point. So we'll see where he's at with that. Let's get to our next topic, which will be NFL draft declared players. So obviously, as we got the signing day today. We got the transfer portal going on in today. We also have players that going from college to the NFL. A lot of players are going to the Senior Bowl. So Ray, some surprise or some maybe very interesting players that declared the last few weeks for you. Go
I don't
ahead.
know all the players of Jerome, to be honest with you. You mean
Yeah.
to enter the draft?
Yeah. Who already declared? Yeah. You
Trying to
want me,
find the
you want me to
names.
start one off for you?
Yeah, yeah.
Max Duggan declared for the NFL draft, and he will be at the Senior Bowl as well.
I mean, he's an interesting prospect. I don't know. I've not done any evaluation on quarterbacks yet, so I don't know where I would put him in. He's interesting, but I mean, I don't. It's a deep draft for quarterbacks, though, so I don't understand why he would do that. So that's the one thing I think I could say. I mean, we know it's going to be a pretty good year for quarterbacks, so. But the NFL is always starving for them, so it don't matter.
No, I agree with that. I think that and I'm sorry if I'm like seem like I'm out of it. I'm just trying to look for certain things on here. But yeah, I think he's a good prospect. I just think like maybe one more year would be okay for him. I know he was in the Heisman race this year, so obviously, his involvement will be involvement and his people telling him like, hey, you could go to the NFL. I think will definitely influenced him as well. Um, so as I'm looking at it now, Travis Hunter have not committed yet. So we still gotta wait on that. So just want to kind of throw that in there as well. Some other names that I've seen, Devion Witherspoon. He's another guy that's coming out. KJ Harry from Clemson coming out. I think there's some pretty good names. Let me see who else I've seen.
I mean, I see Tank Bigsby, Cottrell Clark, the cornerback from Louisville. I mean, I think they're good players. I think that
Yeah,
honestly, Jerome, running back is the one position. Come out as soon as you can.
yeah,
You have a
yeah.
very,
I agree.
very short lifespan in the
I
NFL.
agree with that.
So as soon as you get a chance to enter the draft, you enter the draft.
Hmm.
I'm trying to find. There are a couple of the names that I've seen off the top of the list.
Christian Gonzalez from Oregon, good corner from Oregon. He declared as well. I mean, yeah, declared for the draft as
You
well.
enter the
I think
draft.
yeah, I think that's a good name as well.
No, he's good. I mean, again, I have my theory on corners, but I'll keep that to myself for right now. I just think that any like honestly, man, I don't know these guys' situation. Some of them may need to enter the draft and because they're not cutting it in college football because of money situations. So I don't know. Um, I like Ronnie Hickman from Ohio State, the safety. I think he's a good football player.
Oh yeah,
I'm just going through the list now and seeing who I think who
yeah,
stands up.
and this is the time it's going to start heating up a little bit because as the bowl games kind of roll in, you're going to start really hearing a lot more commitments from some of the bigger schools, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. There's a couple of guys that already committed in and just not going to some of the bowl games. I know that I forgot who was one of the commits that is not in a bowl game. And also with Duggan, I mean, I respect the guy. He declared, but he's still gonna be playing in the playoffs.
Bowl game. Yeah.
So yeah, so I do like
Um,
that.
if I were him, I probably would have stayed for one more year. I think next year is not as deep a class, and you probably would get drafted earlier. But again, I don't know his situation, man. Maybe he wants to take a shot. Miles Murphy, who's a kid, corner edge kid from Clemson, I actually like him a lot.
Mhm.
He entered. BJ Ojulari, edge from LSU. I'm kind of looking at the positions I like to be
Yeah,
honest
BJ
with you.
just declared to.
Um,
Um,
Joey Porter, the cornerback from Penn State, who I like a little bit.
Sean Tucker.
Anthony Richardson, the quarterback from Florida, who I don't know where he's going to if he's going to be an NFL quarterback, but the kid is that very athletic, so I
Mhm.
like him a lot. So
What you think about BJ? I'm sorry, Tank Bigsby.
I like Tank Bigsby as a two down back. I think he's
Yeah,
going to be a good solid player. Again, I would never criticize a running back for entering the draft early.
yeah,
You get your feet in there as soon as you can, then especially if you're Like don't think he had as good a year this year as he did last year, but
Mhm.
he's a name. I mean, he's got size. He's got solid foot speed for a guy that big. I think he'll be a nice two down back in the NFL for right now.
Definitely.
Um,
Tanner McKee, man, I totally forgot he declared from Stanford. What's your take on him? Because I personally don't think he's a first rounder, but where would you like initial thoughts? Obviously we haven't put in the initial work to really put in and really look
sometime
at
the
like normal. But go ahead.
sometime the end of round two. I mean, it's round three, early round four.
Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't take him before that. I think he has upside, but I think it's all potential. You haven't seen a lot of it on game film yet. So
Yeah, Anthony Richardson coming out, another receiver. Jackson Smith, Ajigba. I think you mentioned him already. I could be wrong.
yeah, I like
He,
him a lot.
yeah, he's gonna be declaring. Jalen Jones from Texas Tech. I mean Texas A&M. A guy I really like. I like him. I think he's gonna be a good corner. Let's see who else. Joey Porter Jr. I think he has to be the first cornerback off the board, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, he'll be one or two.
Definitely. And just to round off some guys that already said it coming back. Onyx already say he's just announced that 3 days ago. Keyshawn Boet, I thought he was gonna come out. He's gonna stay with LSU. Michael Penix from Washington, he's gonna stay. I'm actually glad he's gonna stay. I think he can definitely raise his
Yeah,
stock a little bit. Just to name a few guys, I think the guys that are coming back. I think that's really good for them at least. Keyshawn Boet maybe, but in each year these wide receiver classes are getting tougher and tougher, like bigger and bigger with a lot of talent coming out. So you can kind of and I think this year might be a little bit. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the last 2 years. The last 2 years been insane. I don't think it's going to be on that level, but I still think it's going to be really good. And having him come back, maybe it might be a good thing, but it kind of surprised me just a little bit.
I mean, I like Trenton Simpson, the linebacker from Clemson.
Yeah,
I like Cam Smith, the cornerback from South Carolina. These are guys that like I'm looking on the list here. The guys that like stand out that I like.
yeah,
Of course, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I need defensive backs, I need offensive linemen, and
yeah,
I need a running back. So
yeah.
they're, but I don't have a first round pick, so we'll see.
Forgot about that. Wait, I don't. I thought you had two, and one of them got
One
forfeited
got
up.
taken away. We traded the other one for the edge kid from Denver,
Oh wow, yeah, wow. Okay,
which has been a little bit hit and miss right now, to be honest with you.
got you.
Haven't
All right,
gotten.
and a guy that I don't even see on my list, which is weird. A guy that I'm super excited about because he's going to the Senior Bowl, and that is Anthony. Am I saying his name right? The edge rusher from Army. Anthony is it? No, I'm sorry, Andre Carter. Andre Carter.
RJ Carter, yeah.
I love him, dude. Like, and I always say if he was in a bigger school, a lot of people would be talking about him a lot more. He is a physical freak. He reminds me in a sense of a who am I thinking about? I don't want to say JJ Watt because he's not JJ Watt, but like he got that tenacity like JJ Watt. I'm trying to think who I'm thinking about though.
He's got a great motor.
Oh, great motor.
Great
Exactly. The
motor.
kid don't stop. It's
Yeah, he
insane. Like,
reminds me of the Edge 98 for the Raiders. A little thinner, like
oh, Max Crosby.
Max Crosby.
That's a really good comparison.
Yeah,
Really good
I
comparison.
like him a lot, and we all. I root for the cadet teams. I mean, like
Yeah,
when we went to see Army play Notre Dame,
yeah,
I was like Notre Dame fan. There were some Notre Dame fans behind me, and the one guy really annoyed me because he's like, "Oh, break his leg, break his." I'm like, dude, like that kid's
yeah,
gonna be defending our country down the road here. What are you talking?
yeah.
I mean, and shocking, he was an Eagles fan.
Don't do that. All right.
Hey, Lo,
But,
the next thing I heard out of his
that
mouth
sound
was
like us.
EAG.
That sound like us. That sound like us. But yeah. So as a guy, I can't wait to go to Senior Bowl and talk to him, and he's gonna be my super guy for now until the draft starts. I don't care where he get drafted at. I want him to succeed because I've been rooting for him for the last like 2 or 3 years since I've seen him, and I always say, dude, if he was, and he's getting first round buzz right now, and I really do hope he does because that'd be incredible, especially for somebody to come from Army. But I really like him, and I feel like if he was in a bigger school, a lot more people would talk about him. But he
Yeah.
stayed dedicated, and he just got the pass to be able to go to the NFL draft too. Because I think with people in the military, they have to have some kind of waiver to be able to go to like the draft and stuff like that. So he did get that; it got passed. So that's awesome. Great stuff for him. I wish
Mhm.
nothing but the best for him. I really hope that he does really well
Mhm.
for sure. All right, let's get into our last week recaps real quick. So last week recaps, nothing too crazy as far as big games. We're gonna highlight some of the better games. And we're gonna start with Louisville, Cincinnati. I think me and you both picked Cincinnati in this one.
We did.
They got crushed.
They did.
Louisville crushed them 24-7. Ray, what's some of your takeaways from that one?
The fact that they ran the ball for almost 300 yards and basically controlled the line of scrimmage from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like Cincinnati's offense was horrible.
it
Like
was
they
bad.
totaled 127 yards.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you understand that's literally going through the whole field one time.
Mm-hmm.
The entire game, 127 yards is literally going through the field one time. That's horrible.
Yeah, they
That's
were
really,
bad.
really bad.
No,
Um,
they were really bad.
yeah,
Louisville again ran the ball for 300 yards. The team averaged almost 8 yards a carry. It was like,
yeah,
wow. Like
yeah.
if you're averaging 8 yards every time you touch the ball, why even put it in the quarterback's hands?
Yeah, and I'll say this: like, Cincinnati's defense was not tackling. It like they was meant to
No, it
tackle.
was
Like
bad. No, it was
it
really
looked
bad.
like it looked like those players had butter on them. Like it
It
was just
looked,
slipping right off.
yeah, it was bad.
Congratulations, Jim Garner in the area. Do you think Deion Branch is the man of the future?
I do. I like Deion a lot, actually.
Yeah, Deion Branch is the receiver from New England, right?
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
He's the coach there now.
I think he's a wide receiver coach or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Nice. Congratulations to him, man.
Maybe they should
Um,
let him be offensive coordinator and get rid of the Sharpie pencil guy.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, yeah. Cincinnati looked bad. Obviously, Fickle's not there no more. So obviously they, a little bit of a culture change for this. But even still, man, like you can't just lay down to a team like that. Not that Louisville was bad or anything. Don't get me wrong, but like the effort wasn't even there. That's the thing. The effort was not
Bad
even there.
tackling, like you said. I mean, like they did what they had to
Like
do to run the ball, but bad tackling was part of the reason
he
why
was
they
the head
ran the
coach for
ball.
this game. Yeah, yeah. Bad tackling. Like the tackling was some of the worst tackling I've
It was
seen.
bad. No, it was really bad.
Yeah, and like you said, that and bad tackling allowed them to keep the ball out of Cincinnati's hands. Because they kept running and running, and if you can't tackle and running in the running game, they're gonna keep attacking and keep
I
attacking and
mean,
keep attacking.
They had two guys over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah,
I mean, how often does that happen? So it
exactly.
was bad. So
So, all right, next game. Let's get to BYU versus SMU. This is actually a very good game. I'm sorry, 1 point game. BYU beaten MSU. I think MSU tried to do a 2 point conversion at the end, if I'm not mistaken. Ray, can you recap this game for us?
Yeah, I agree. I think that they it was actually a good, very good game.
Yeah,
Nothing really.
yeah, it was a 2 point conversion try. It was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
remember.
a 2 point conversion. Try to win the game.
Yeah,
Nothing really stands out. Offensive was pretty good. It was a solid defensive game. Excuse me for both teams. I mean, it just a good football game.
yeah, yeah. No, I totally agree. I love how SMU's coach was like, hey, I want to give my team a chance, and I'll do it again, you know.
Right.
So in a heartbeat, he said. So that's great. I do think it was crazy that in 2022, not 2023. Yeah, I was about to say 23, but 2022, we got quarterbacks only throwing for 47 yards in a game. That's crazy.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, he was the interim coach. Talking about Deion Branch. Thanks, Remy. Appreciate that. But yeah, you passing for that many yards and you're still able to win the game. I do feel like at the end of the game it started hurting them in a little bit, not being able to pass because they allowed MSU to come back and almost beat them. And like you said, the 2 point conversion. Outside of that, MSU probably would have won. So it did hurt them in the long run, but in the beginning of the game, they controlled the clock, ran the ball very effectively, and kept the ball out of MSU's hands as much as they could. They had a couple of turnovers they got from them, so it was looking good for BYU all the way to the end. It looked bad, and then they made the play they needed to win the game, but it shouldn't have probably came to the 2 point conversion. But all in all, I feel like it was a really good game.
It was a good game. It was a little sloppy, but it was a good game.
Yeah,
Very
definitely,
competitive, so that's a good thing.
definitely. All right, let's talk about a game that we thought was probably going to be the best game of the week, and it was not. And that was Oregon State versus Florida. I mean, dude, Florida looked bad. I knew Oregon State was going to be good. They made Florida look terrible, Ray. What's your opinion on this game, Ray?
Just what you said. Florida's very inconsistent most of the year. This
Yeah,
is a bad week for them, and Oregon State's a good team.
yeah. 39 rushing yards, only 180 passing yards for
I mean, the
Florida.
crazy thing is neither team had any offensive stats really to talk about, but Oregon State dominated time of possession, got
Mhm.
a nice lead, and just wrote it out. I mean, like Florida couldn't do anything on offense.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Not having Anthony Richardson definitely hurt them. In a sense. Um, Miller came in to play for this game, and was only 59% passing, 180 yards. Didn't throw any picks, didn't throw any touchdowns either. But Oregon State just gave it to them. They from the beginning to the end.
They only had
And
119. Florida only had 119 yards of total offense.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's putrid.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it was pretty. It was very bad. I thought at least the game would have been a lot closer. It was not. It wasn't
it's
at all.
wanted to
So
be a competitive game, and it really wasn't even that. So
correct. Yeah, I thought there was gonna be, like I said before, even this week started and we was predicting games. We thought it was gonna be a good game. I think I still picked Oregon State. I didn't write down who I picked last week, by the way. But I
no,
think
we honestly, Jerome, we both got the Cincy game wrong. We both
mhm.
picked Oregon State. We both picked UTSA,
And we're about to talk about that now. Let's talk
and
about that.
you actually picked BYU, and I picked SMU.
Yeah, yeah, and I knew that game was gonna be close, and we talked about that. We
Yeah.
thought that team was gonna be close, and it was. Last minute, like you said, two point conversion. But let's get to our last recap of the week. UTS Troy both had UTSA winning. And it looked good. And at the half, they got a safety in the first quarter. They was up 12-7 at halftime, but Troy really came back, winning 18-12. What you take away from that game, right?
Really sloppy game, really.
Yeah,
A little boring at times. Just drunk
yeah,
a little bit. I mean,
yeah,
it was college football, so
yeah.
it was fine. I got to watch a decent amount of football this week, so I'm good with that. I just expect like yeah, man. We know these early games are not the prime game, so it is what it
Exactly.
is. You take what you get. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We were, deprived of some really good games last week. It wasn't too many. Like we said, it was like you said exactly. It was fairly boring. Honestly, I think I fell asleep on this game. Not gonna lie. Um, I think I fell asleep on this. I think this was the game I fell asleep on. I'm pretty sure. Not intentionally. I was very tired. I was doing a lot in that game, but it was definitely a forgettable game. I mean, I woke up and I was just like, didn't care who won the game. Watched some of the highlights and didn't nothing really surprised me or threw me off the board with what was going on. Two teams that it's okay teams, and they were both ranked, so I guess that was pretty cool that they both like turned out ranked teams at the end of the day. But Troy had a really good season, 12-2. UTSA 11-3, but at the end of the day, not the Power Five type of play that we kind of crave for. So um, try to get what you can out of those side games. So
again, we got to watch college football, so I'm fine with that.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
We know
All
we,
right,
we know the early games are just the early games, so
yeah, exactly. They're the teasers. They're the teasers. They're like that teaser trailer that's like only like 10 seconds
they
long. It's
are.
like
They're
you
like the
know.
appetizer before the entree.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's get to our bold 17 week. And I'm going to tell you what games we have here. Now, these games are a little bit better than last week. Again, none of these are like super groundbreaking. There's one game in particular that's fairly good, but we'll talk about it. But let's get to our first game, and that's going to be Wake versus Mizzou. Ray, who you got in that game? Wake is favored by 2.
I guess I'm going to take Wake Forest in the game. I like their
Yeah,
defense.
I'm gonna take the same thing. I like Wake. I feel like they are slightly better than their record shows. I believe they had a couple of really close games this year too.
They did. I just like their defense, so I'll take them.
Yeah, Missouri. I think in the beginning of the year, I would have said Missouri would have been a little bit better than they are.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't have faith in their team. The defense was not as strong as I thought they was going to be in the beginning of the year.
correct.
So I'm gonna take Wake as well. Next game we got Arkansas versus Kansas. As I look for that game, I think that might be on the next week's schedule, which it is. So let me flip over. Give me 1 second, guys. So Arkansas versus Kansas. Um, Arkansas is favored by 3. Who you taking, Ray?
I'm going to take Arkansas in the game. I like their
Taking Arkansas
quarterback.
as well. Yeah, taking Arkansas as well. I think Arkansas is just overall the better team.
They are.
Actually, I think this line is being
It's
very generous.
surprises
Kansas
me.
have been winning the last few
Yeah,
weeks, so I think that's what it is. They've been a little
and
hot.
they do put points on the board. I'm a
Yeah,
little surprised Arkansas is not a little bit more favored by like almost a touchdown, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
You know,
Can't like I said, Kansas has been winning very lately and looking a lot better lately. So I could see why maybe they're believing on that hot streak. But like overall as a team, I just think Arkansas is a better team. So I'm gonna stick with that.
yep.
All right, cool. Next one we got UCF versus Duke. Duke is favored by 3. Who taking, Ray?
I'm going to take Duke in the game. I
I'm
don't
taking
know.
UCF, Ray.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this game, man.
I'm sorry, UCF, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this game either. I don't watch a lot of Duke, to be honest. UCF is not the best team, but I do think this is gonna be a fairly good game. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's something to watch. So,
mhm.
oh, there's a game on here that I didn't even put on here. I'm gonna just add it now. Oklahoma State versus Wisconsin, right? Wisconsin favored by 3.5. I did not have that on here. I'm gonna add it now. So I'm not sure if you're prepared for that, but let's talk about it. Is there?
Um, hmm, Wisconsin, Oregon State,
Mhm. No, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to take Wisconsin.
Oh, Faber's gonna be coaching in that one. I guess you can he coach in that?
Was
Can he
that?
coach early? Can Fickle coach early on that one?
No, no.
All right.
It's going to
So
either be whoever, like, what's his
hmm,
name, is stepping down, but he's still going to coach the last game of the season.
okay.
But
So I'm gonna go Oklahoma State just because the coaching change. I'm
okay,
curious because the last couple of coaching changes that they've been playing so far have not been playing well. So
right.
I'm gonna kind of ride that. Yeah, I do think this is gonna be a close game though. I like this game. I think this is gonna be a fun game to watch actually.
All right.
I do. And that will be on ESPN on Tuesday. Plug in ESPN. Endorsements.
Yeah,
Let's go. Or this game is so lopsided on the on the
the line.
yeah. But I'm gonna say Oregon versus UC UNC. Oregon's favored by 14 and a half. Ray, who are you taking?
I got to take Oregon. You have
I'm
no.
taking Oregon as well. I kind of just wanted to talk about this because um, two. This is probably one of the better matchups as far as Power Five schools. Um, Actually, yeah. For this week, for because we're going all the way to next Wednesday, by the way, guys. So there's Thursday night games for next week. We're going to talk about that next week, and there's a lot better games next
You
week.
are. Yeah.
But we're going from today to Wednesday. So just so you guys know why hey, why have some game for next week, but not all. We're going all the way to next week for next week's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably one of the better ones as far as team prestige, but I think well, I don't think I am going to Oregon as well. I do want to see how Bo Nix play again. He should dominate this game. I mean, and UNC don't have a great defense. I want to see if he continues that tear and see how he kind of ride get that high until to carry it on to next season. So this is going to be a very interesting game for me to watch in that sense and see how this kind of goes. Um, Also, by the way, Ray, I didn't realize this, but maybe the reason why Dante Moore transfer is because Bo Nix is returning. I
If
know it's only
Dante
one. I
Moore,
know it's only one season,
Dante Moore
but
is afraid of Bo Nix, I don't want him anyway.
ooh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. But I mean, that might be a thing. Maybe he was like, I thought maybe I'll be able to start right away, and maybe that was a huge factor.
Again,
You
if
know,
he's afraid of
he
Bo
not
Nix,
got he. I don't think he's gonna start in USC either right away. So you know, I believe Thompson's coming back if I'm not mistaken. And
yeah, I
then
mean, I want guys that want to compete anyway. So if that was even a little bit of a factor, then that
I
tells
agree.
you all you need to know. So
Oh no, I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. All right, our last game of the week will be Texas Tech versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored by 3.5. Who you taking there, Ray?
I'm taking Ole Miss in that game.
Yeah, who's Ole Miss quarterback again?
Uh, um,
Hold on, I could probably tell you. Right?
you don't get his name. I hate it when I do this. I can't.
No.
As soon as you say his name, I'll be, oh yeah.
Yep, that's how I always go.
I hate that.
Let's see, roster. Yeah, I feel like Dart Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I like Jackson Dart. I think he's a solid quarterback.
Solid.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, so maybe he can raise his stock for next year and get better. I do like him. They do have USC's Bentley as the running back there as well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I think we agree with every game, right? I'm gonna go with Ole Miss as well.
Yeah, I think that
Oh,
actually you
the
took
only game we
Oklahoma
disagree
State.
was USC. Sorry,
Yeah.
UCF. Okay, I'm sorry.
And you took Oklahoma State, and I took Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what the game because we didn't write it down. So, yeah. So better games than last week. I mean, I will say that. Um, we will definitely have way better games next week, obviously, because Christmas coming up, and then the week after that is when all the bigger bowl games. We got the college football playoffs starting that week. That will be the same week as New Year's and New Year's Eve. So that's gonna be exciting. So we got about 2 weeks. We got next week, which got a lot more better games, and then obviously the week after that, which is New Year's week, it's gonna be a lot more exciting. So definitely stay locked with us. So that's gonna do it for us today, guys. We do appreciate everything. Ray, do you have something you want to say before we go?
No, I'm good. Everybody have a nice week and have a Merry Christmas. Oh, I'll
Same
talk to
here.
you next week.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you,
Merry
Ray.
Christmas,
Merry
man.
Christmas to all our viewers. Merry Christmas to everybody that's out there. Let's not, I'm gonna go on a mini rant. And I think I said this before. The holiday season is all about family, love, being around loved ones, and sharing a special moment. Let's not, commercialize it too much, get too hung up in the gifts and going all on our way. If you can, I know nowadays, like companies don't allow you to have a lot of time outside of the 2 days of Christmas Eve and Christmas off of work. But try to spend as much time as you can if you are able to with your family. Enjoy them, enjoy each other. Enjoy some football while you're at it. Be there with your kids, your grandkids. You know, cousins, uncles, parents, whatever. Try to do as much as you can, man, and definitely enjoy yourselves. Stay safe out there, and that's my little mini rat. So, okay, right.
Yeah, well, I'm off from for 10 days, so
There, see, your job is on the right, man.
I was well.
Right.
I save up all my vacation time and use them up around the holidays. So
Smart,
every
definitely,
year. So I
definitely
was
smart,
off from last Friday until next Tuesday.
definitely smart, man. So, yeah. So, hey, guys, if y'all want to give us a gift as content creators, please go to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are on live right now, or if you want to be live, make sure you hit that notification button on our YouTube channel. If you want to be on our live channel like Chris was today and Remy, and I know there's a holiday time, so a lot of people are probably missing the podcast. It's okay. But if you missed the podcast, it's okay too. You hit us on that replay right under there, and you can put a comment on our YouTube channel right under belief, right under there, and we will comment back. So that QR code right under Ray, scan that QR code. Definitely follow us on all our social media and all that great stuff, guys. And we will appreciate it. That'll be a great gift for us. We do appreciate it, guys. Any last final words, Ray?
Yeah, I just can't wait for to actually get through the bowl season.
Yes.
You know, can't wait to see who wins the college football playoff. And
Yes.
I mean, every other year, I mean, I don't want to rush things along, but 4 months from now, we'll be talking about the draft. So this is my time of the year,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love the player evaluation. That's my
Yes.
thing. So,
Yes. Soon as college football ends, which is gonna probably be in about 3 weeks, we're gonna be done talking about college football, and we're gonna be talking about all draft stuff. So keep it locked with us, man. If you want to know about players, if you're curious about players that you got coming in the draft, this is definitely the place to be. Definitely love it. We're gonna have some special guests come on here and there and stuff like that. So definitely keep it locked with Inside the Hashes, RPO College podcast presented by Inside the Hashes. So again, my name is Jerome Jones. That is Ray Roberts, the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you guys so much. Have a great holiday season. Stay safe out there. See you next time. Peace.